Greetings, delegates, members, and friends of the Virginia Annual Conference. And as we prepare for the annual conference this year, I know that we are all well aware of the real purpose of the annual conference, which is to live out the mission of the church by 1, equipping local churches for ministry, and 2, providing connections for ministry beyond the local church. The district alignment teams have been focused on these exact goals over the last year. And I'm excited today that we're able to offer a video, which is the culmination of all of the prayers, the due diligence, the listening sessions, and the care taken in an attempt to find pathways forward that we all might live out our mission, the mission to which we have all been called, to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world, to develop disciples who are lifelong learners, who influence others to serve. I'm also reminded of the theme for the annual conference this year, which is unity focused. And the centering text comes from the Gospel according to St. John, the 17th chapter. And I love the way it reads in the Message Bible. Jesus says, I'm praying not only for them, but for those who will believe in me because of them and their witness about me. The goal is that they all will become one in heart and in mind. Here now is the video. God bless you.
Why do we exist? What's our purpose? The mission of our United Methodist Church is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Disciples are made in our local churches and extension ministries, where our clergy leaders are following their call and devoting their lives to leading our churches and partnering with laity to transform the world by witnessing Christ's love and serving their communities. In 2016, the Conference Committee on the Episcopacy directed our new Bishop, Sharma Lewis, to cast a vision for the Virginia Annual Conference. After many extensive listening sessions called Chat and Choose, Bishop Lewis shared, and our conference adopted, a new vision in 2017: to be disciples of Jesus Christ who are lifelong learners who influence others to serve. In 2020, the Council on Finance and Administration asked our bishop to review our district structures and make recommendations to align our structures with the mission of the church and the vision of our conference. In response to that request, Bishop Lewis formed a team to deliberate the following question: how can districts most effectively order themselves for the adaptive challenges of the 21st century? The district alignment team has completed their detailed and prayerful discernment process and recommends 6 strategies to update how we order our districts and help our clergy, laity, and churches adapt as we move in new ways to make disciples in communities that are changing around us. These 6 recommended strategies are: support and resource clergy, facilitate church collaboration and community engagement, streamline and automate, reset the district landscape, provide a baseline level of support for every district, and develop new ways to measure our fruitfulness. Discerning strategies is just the beginning of change. In a system as large as our Virginia Conference, there are many, many details to work through. Once these strategies were delivered to Bishop Lewis, she formed a new team to discern possible pathways forward. The Implementation District Alignment Team offers these recommended pathways for implementation. For recommendations 1 and 2, in order to resource clergy and to facilitate church collaboration and community engagement, create a new role for each district called District Developers.
As a district superintendent, I'm really excited about the emerging role of the district developers. They're going to be a pool of clergy and laity. They're going to be gifted, compassionate, capable people who are going to be deployed throughout the Virginia Annual Conference. They will mainly come alongside clergy to listen and to connect them with the resources they need for ministry and to live out their calling of also equipping the laity around them. They'll do their work in a collaborative spirit, drawing clergy and churches together to work together more. And they'll help find creative ways for our congregations to impact the communities they are serving. More and more of us want to move beyond the walls of our church to share the love and grace of Jesus Christ through acts of service with the neighbors around us. So I can hardly wait to see the work of the district developers and what God will be doing in their midst as we seek to build the kingdom of God together.
Recommendation number 3, streamline and automate current processes, minimizing the administrative burden, freeing time and resources for disciple-making ministries.
In the district office, I work with church leaders every day who spend too much of their time on administrative tasks. There are so many places where we can make things simpler and give people back the time for the more important work of leading our churches out of the buildings and into their communities. It's time to step up our game on the technology front.
Recommendations 4 and 5, reset the district landscape and provide baseline level of support for churches and clergy on every district. As we envision this reset, we have an incredible opportunity to modernize and revitalize our district structures.
At this point in my ministry, I've served with 3 different districts, and I'm actually looking to serve in a 4th district in this coming season. And my experience serving in the Richmond and the Farmville and the York River District have varied widely in the amount of resources, time, and the commitment to support for our clergy that will enhance the ministries of our local churches. I'm most excited by this recommendation because I think it gets at the heart of what it means to be in connection. What does it mean to be a clergy person in the Virginia Annual Conference, not just a clergy person in a specific district serving at a specific church?
Recommendation number 6, develop new ways to measure fruitfulness. Measurements call our attention to what our priorities should be, what's going well, and where we need to improve. One of the things we heard is that we all agree that we should be more connected to our communities, but most of us struggle with how. So as we seek to measure effectiveness, we will most likely be shifting some of our priorities. We will continue to measure how many people are engaged in lifelong learning through worship and small groups, but also one of the things we will be measuring is how many people have been influenced to serve. And that means serving in the community, not just in the church. And it means not just giving money to a worthy cause, but serving the community face to face. As the team finishes up their work, it has become apparent that the overarching answer to ordering our districts and the adaptive challenges of the 21st century is all about reclaiming and revitalizing our United Methodist tradition of connection. Connection between clergy, connection between churches, connection between clergy and laity, connection between churches and districts, connection between districts and the conference, but most importantly, reclaiming our connection as United Methodists with the people in our communities and offering them Christ for the transformation of the world.
I believe one of the greatest strengths of being a Methodist church is that we are a connectional church. And that means we are blessed to have a system. Or at least we have a potential to build such a system that can support each church and disciple to faithfully reach out to the community around them. I want to see us being such an organic connection that can empower our possibilities. I envision an effective structure that can acknowledge the strengths and opportunities in each community as much as their limitations and weaknesses. I want to see a system that can collaborate us and equip us instead of simply overseeing us or compelling us to compete. If that is what it means to be a connectional church, yes, being a Methodist church can be a Jesus thing.
Members of the District Alignment and Implementation District Alignment teams have been praying together, having conversations, and gaining feedback from hundreds of people through virtual listening sessions, district clergy meetings, and other forums. Let's discuss the most frequently asked questions. Why now?
You may be wondering why now. Now, because we need to connect to our communities. By connecting, we will stop the decline, the disinterest, and the disconnection with our United Methodist Church. Now is the time that the mission drives the institution rather than the institution driving the mission. Now is the time for adaptive, crucial leadership. And the way to do this is by connecting to our communities. Now is that time.
Will district developers be clergy or lay?
We hear often is whether the district developers will be clergy only or clergy and laity. The answer is yes. We are so pleased to offer this opportunity to clergy and laity who are uniquely gifted and graced to do this important work that will touch the hearts and lives of our communities, our churches, laity, and clergy. It's really part of our Christian life together that we be in connection and realize that we all have gifts and graces to bring to bear on the work God would have us to do. It's also an important part of our life together as United Methodists in the priesthood of all believers as we work to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Does this cost more money or save money?
Overall, these recommendations are apportionment neutral. CFA has a long-standing practice of either reducing local church apportionments or getting more ministry for the same apportioned dollars. These recommendations are focused on shifting administrative costs to ministry expenditures to resource our clergy and laity and to help our church connect with our communities. Our current district apportionment structure totals $5.5 million. Of that, 33% is apportioned by the annual conference for the cost of 15 district superintendents. 48% is funded by the district administration funds, and 19% is apportioned by the districts for the boards of missions, camps, Wesley foundations, and other ministries of our local districts. These recommendations do not affect the 19% that is currently apportioned for the Board of Mission, camps, and Wesley foundations, and those decisions remain at the local district level. To accomplish these recommendations, the District Superintendent's Fund at the annual conference level and the district administration of funds apportioned to each church are combined into one apportionment at the annual conference level. This is why the 403 apportionment on the 2022 annual conference budget shows a large increase. This increase should be offset by the elimination of the district administration fund apportionment in 2022. The shift of expenses from admin to ministry are shown here. Currently, 52% of the $5.5 million goes to administrative expenses, including administrative assistants and district superintendent's costs. 29% go to district ministries and 19% go to those boards of missions, camps, and other ministries. With this structure in 2023, we will see a change. We will reduce the administrative expenses to 29% of this $5.5 million and increase the amount we spend on ministry to 52%, including our district developers focused on resourcing clergy, assisting local church leadership, and helping our churches reach the community, other local district budget needs, and other local district staff. In summary, these recommendations invest more in our local churches and their leadership to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world.